Emma, you've seen what works and what doesn't, and you see a lot of NDIS providers wasting their time. Okay, where do you see people wasting their time the most?
Uh, Definitely just copy and pasting and doing what everyone else is doing. At the moment, especially in particular areas of Sydney, a product or particular service, and they're just copy and pasting their service like what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and they're copying and pasting their websites. They're copying and pasting
Yeah.
their, oh, pick me. It's like, all right, let's imagine if you were starting out today, what would you do?
Good question. I think initially really building a brand and identity within the NDS business, in particularly a particular area, for instance, if it was west of Sydney or Central Coast, really building and establishing a brand. Obviously, there's so many providers at the moment, it's really important to establish a brand.
Okay, so in establishing a brand, you're basically saying, here's who we serve, here's who we don't serve.
Mm,
The people we do serve, which
mm,
might be 2% of the market, we will do an amazing job for
mm.
these 7 reasons. And the people we don't serve, have a nice day. So how do you
Yeah.
pick out what your niche is going to be? Let's imagine you're starting from scratch today. What would be your advice to someone? How do you pick out what you're going to specialize in?
Yeah, good question, Michael. I think really stick with your passion of your business, what you're good at, because then business will naturally come. If you stick at what you're good at and stick with your passions, everything will naturally come.
Okay, awesome. So what if someone's like, oh, my passion is making money. Okay. They're like, I don't know what
Yeah.
to do. I just want to make lots of money. Okay. Like with that sort of motive, I mean, let's pretend that motive actually worked. If that was to it work, well, how would you make money in NDIS when margins are being squeezed? There's less and less demand for the work, and then there's more and more suppliers. It's just sounding crazier the more we talk about it. But how would someone actually make a profit?
Good question. I think really you got to be genuine in this industry. At the end of the day, it's a genuine industry. You got to provide a genuine service and really show that you're caring and that your business really does care, because that will serve the longevity of the business and really differentiate from other businesses that just want to make money. I think there can be quick money that can be made in the business, but longitudinally, you want a long lasting business. So I think you got to show that you're genuine. Yeah.
That's really insightful. It's like I know very few people who have the profit motive as number one who are succeeding. But it's like you said, you can make quick money, but in the long term, someone like Emma or Michael, we know who's
Mm,
good. We're not going to refer to someone who's not good.
absolutely.
You know,
Yeah, you can tell people's motives in this industry, and at the end of the day, you're referring people for services, and it's a big monetary amount for services. When you're referring that amount, you want to refer to someone that's genuine and that someone really does care. And I think it can be easy for providers to see that monetary incentive, but it's important definitely to refer to people that do care. And you do know genuine people in this industry, and you'll keep on referring time and time again.
that's right. So what does genuine look like? Because when I think of genuine, I'm like, okay, so Emma, I sent someone to chat with you a week ago because he was clueless at his craft, and I thought he needs to talk to Emma. And you took the
Yeah,
time to chat with him. There was nothing in that for
yeah,
me. There was nothing in it for you,
yeah.
it's just life. But I sent him to you because I trust you. In the long term, that's how you
Mm,
build an NDIS business. People trust you and they send you people. What,
mm.
what, I guess when you talked about, you need to be genuine, being genuine and having a profit motive actually work against each other in the short term because if, like, you wouldn't have taken the time out of your day to help him if that was
Correct.
your motive. So, like, how do people balance the
Mm.
fact they have to be in the black, they have to make money versus they actually care about people? I mean, how does that actually work in your opinion?
Yeah, that's a good question, because you can spend a lot of time and a lot of hours, and oh gosh, I've stayed up to 2 a.m. working for free. Absolutely. It's easy to do to fall in that trap and then out, and you're trying to help everyone, but you sometimes can't in this industry, which is really difficult. This is probably a skill that I haven't personally mastered myself. I want to help everyone. I think really prioritizing time, really just focusing on distinguishing what's essential and what the initial drivers are.
Mm, that makes sense. Okay, and the fact that you're saying, look, I haven't mastered this skill, like, I'm not surprised. I mean, who has? You know what I mean? Who
Yeah,
has?
it's that's why we're in this industry, because we care,
That's right.
and that's why we're so busy in this industry, because we do care. So I think we do run a risk of working for free or caring too much and picking up all these extra jobs, trying to help everyone to make the industry better and really get it to that gold standard place. And consequently, we're providing a lot of information, a lot of our time, but our intentions are really, we do that because we want to get the NDS to the best of standard we can and really that gold standard to improve everyone's lives.
Yeah, it's true. And it's something we wrestle with. I was looking at my calendar for Monday. I'm like, oh, it's chockers. And I'm like, well, not all that's billable work. What am I doing? But
Yeah.
I guess that's what got us here. And I don't know, you just do what you do. You were talking before about creating a brand, as in knowing what you specialize in and becoming known for that. Because, you can't be known for being caring, because let's be honest, most people are. Okay, so...
Correct. In this industry, that's a given.
That's
That's
right.
a prerequisite, yeah.
Just to be on the field for the long term, you have to be that. So how do you choose what you're going to niche into? How do you choose your specialty? Let's imagine if someone's starting out from scratch, what do they do?
I think back to that notion of focusing on your passions. So if you're interested in providing community participation with a beauty component, community participation with a fishing component, community participation really building up a particular skill for a participant, I think really focusing on your passions to build up your brand, because then business will come naturally. When you try and focus on something that you're not or your business isn't, the business won't come. So really having them good intentions, everything will flow. And when things get hard and difficult, and it makes it easier to do because you are focusing on your passions at the end of the day and providing a service that you do enjoy with your passions. Yeah,
that makes heaps of sense. And then how do you pick a location to work at? A lot of people, it's like, oh, I live in XYZ place, I'll just keep working there. It's like, okay, let's zoom out a bit. Let's imagine if you could pick anywhere. What sort of places are the best spots?
Yeah, good question, Michael. Obviously, at the moment, we both know west of Sydney is flooded. It is flooded with NDIS providers, and it's hard to distinguish there. There's significant demand in regional locations for NDIS providers, and what I've seen is going haywire. Yeah, in regional locations, obviously some businesses don't have capacity to expand regionally. Albury, Orange, Tamworth, Armidale are going really well. Yeah, if you do have the capacity, investigate into regional locations, whether it's just putting cold calling some businesses and saying, hey, look, we're expanding to this location, and see if you get any leads that way, or just advertising, sending some email blasts that you're coming to Albury, for instance, and expanding the business that way, and try and build up clientele there prior to organising staff and things like that. But yeah, definitely regional is on fire at the moment. But back to that notion of it is flooded in the west of Sydney, and I think the businesses that are going really well in them areas are the ones that specialise on their passions. So really back to that notion of creating a business with purpose. And I think that's what the NDS is about, and the successful business that do, they create business with passion.
Yeah, that makes heaps of sense. And I think of people like, say, Penny and the team at Able Minds. They just... Yeah, even, see, you don't even live that close, but they give people the skills to make coffees so they can become baristas. Yeah. They give people the skills to do gardening. And then they just, like, the confidence that comes from that through the roof. And because, and exercise, they're so into their exercise. They run a fitness program, and so it's very easy to refer to someone like that. And the look on your face when I said Able Minds, like, yeah. And
yeah, you light up. And, that's it, the instant referral. That's what about you, when you're referring, especially as a support coordinator, you want to have comfortable in that referral, like Able Minds. So comfortable in referring participants.
Yeah, because otherwise you lied to someone. I don't want to lie to someone who I've been so good to for so long, but it's like, but when you inadvertently find that they were treated badly, you feel like such a fake. It's like, I didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. I was speaking with someone the other day that was trying to build up their business, and I said, if you're going into heart surgery, wouldn't you investigate the surgeon? Like, if it was non-mandatory, wouldn't you do some investigation? And he's like, yeah, like it's the same, if you're providing us, or you're recommending a service, you'll recommend something that you know and believe in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Emma, you and I have worked together before on improving websites for NDIS businesses and stuff like that, because you have so much subject matter knowledge. If you had one advice for anyone around the marketing of their business, because this is a growth podcast, What would be your advice to people who are trying to work out, how do I do marketing for my business? I'm passionate about it, I love it, but I don't have enough participants. What would you say to them?
Think don't do what everyone else is doing. Obviously, as aforementioned, focus on your passions. Business will come and very define yourself in a flooded market. Create your identity, create your brand. But within saying that, don't do what everyone else is doing. So Drew from Plan Assist, he does meet and greets that are themed. I love that idea. He almost creates a party and gets participants together, gets support coordinators together and creates a community. So think outside the box and really, just getting your brand out there. Support coordinators, families are going to refer clientele that they know and trust in a company. So sometimes it's initially building that trust in the company. And sometimes that's just through meet and greets or almost social networking.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I love your advice. Oh, if you want to do it well, just do what everyone else isn't doing. And then people are
Yeah.
like, give me the easy answer. What's that? It's like, well, if I told you, someone else is doing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Correct.
Well, Emma, thank you for your time. You have more subject matter expert knowledge in how the NDIS works and stuff like that than almost anyone I know, but you also have a marketing brain. So thank you so
Yeah,
much
thank
for
you.
your time today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks, Michael. Always a pleasure talking to you.
No worries. And if anyone wants to get in touch with Emma, get in touch with me. I'll pass the details on to you. Have a good one, Emma.
Thank you. Thanks, Michael. Take care. Bye.